Welcome to A Glimpse of China. I am your host, Bola. This episode's topic is China and Africa join hands for new energy, building a greener earth. We'll focus on the achievements and future prospects of China-Africa collaboration in the field of new energy, particularly the recent in-depth cooperation and community benefiting projects in areas such as clean energy, renewable energy, and green technology. In the China Insight segment, we highlight the latest developments in the collaboration across the global south. Overview of China-Africa New Energy Cooperation, origins of China-Africa New Energy Collaboration, growing demand for clean energy in Africa. The African continent is one of the regions with the greatest potential for energy development globally, yet it has long been plagued by energy shortages and a lack of diversity in its energy structure. According to a report by the International Energy Agency, approximately 600 million people in sub-Saharan Africa lack access to reliable electricity, with an electricity access rate of just 43%. Even in areas where electricity is available, the quality and reliability of supply are generally poor, leaving the energy needs of both industrial and residential users unmet. At the same time, Africa's energy demand is growing rapidly. The International Energy Agency predicts that over the next 20 years, Africa's electricity demand will increase at an average annual rate of 4%, making it one of the fastest growing regions for electricity consumption globally. African nations are seeking to shift away from the long-standing reliance on fossil fuels and accelerate their transition to clean energy. Against this backdrop, governments across Africa have prioritized renewable energy development as a national strategic focus. Through technological expertise, financial support, and project collaboration, China has provided comprehensive solutions to help meet Africa's clean energy needs.
能源合作是中非合作的重要组成部分。近年来，中方通过技术转让、项目合作和金融支持，推动中非能源合作不断深入。中国在非洲实施的清洁能源和绿色发展项目已经达到了数百个，帮助非洲国家加强了能源安全，也在非洲和全球范围内减缓了气候变化的影响。中非能源合作有着强大的内生动力和广阔的发展前景，有助于帮助非洲实现绿色、低碳、高质量发展。
China-Africa relations have always been rooted in mutual friendship and trust. Through years of cooperation and exchange, the two sides have established a deep partnership. In the field of energy cooperation, their complementarity is particularly remarkable. Complementarity of resources and technology. Africa is home to some of the world's richest solar and wind energy resources, while China holds significant advantages in new energy technologies, project management, and equipment manufacturing. Complementarity of capital and markets. Developing new energy in Africa requires substantial financial support, which China has facilitated through government aid, policy loans, and corporate investments. At the same time, Africa's vast market offers significant growth opportunities for Chinese new energy enterprises. Complementarity of policies and development goals. The energy strategies of African countries align closely with China's Belt and Road Initiative and global green development goals, providing a strong policy foundation for their cooperation. Building on this foundation, multilateral mechanisms such as Forum on China-Africa Cooperation have continuously deepened collaboration between the two sides. Since the establishment of FOCAC in 2000, green development and new energy cooperation have gradually become key focus areas. At the AFOCAC Ministerial Conference in 2021, China announced plans to further enhance its collaboration with Africa in the field of clean energy to support Africa's green transition. These policy initiatives have laid a solid foundation for China-Africa cooperation in the new energy. The core objective of China-Africa New Energy Cooperation, the core objective of China-Africa Cooperation and New Energy is to promote the application of clean energy technologies, support African nations in achieving green development, and contribute to global climate change governance. Specifically, the goals of this cooperation include promoting green development. Sustainable economic growth in Africa relies on the support of clean energy. By enhancing new energy development, China-Africa Cooperation not only helps meet the growing energy demands of African nations, but also provides the necessary power to drive regional industrialization. For example, the construction of the Karuma hydropower plant in Uganda has not only resolved the country's electricity shortage, but also spurred a rapid industrial growth in the surrounding areas, reducing carbon emissions. Although Africa is one of the regions with the lowest carbon emissions globally, its future development could increase dependence on fossil fuels. Through New Energy Cooperation, China helps African nations access clean energy technologies at lower costs, enabling them to meet their economic development needs while achieving carbon reduction goals. For instance, the DR wind farm in South Africa reduces more than 2 million tons of carbon dioxide emissions annually, improving people's livelihoods. China-Africa New Energy Cooperation has also directly improved the living standards of African people. Many grid projects in remote rural areas have provided electricity to households that previously had no access to power. The adoption of photovoltaic power stations and small hydropower projects has enhanced the basic services in rural African communities, including education and healthcare facilities. Promoting global green development, China-Africa New Energy Cooperation extends beyond bilateral collaboration, serving as a model for global green and low-carbon transitions. Through this partnership, China's clean energy technologies have been disseminated across the global south, providing valuable lessons and experiences for other developing countries. Mechanism related to new energy cooperation in China-Africa. The smooth progress of China-Africa New Energy Cooperation relies on effective policy design and institutional support, guided by various multilateral mechanisms and policy frameworks. Significant advancements have been achieved in areas such as clean energy development, low-carbon technology transfer, and climate change mitigation. China-Africa Cooperation Vision 2035, mapping out a blueprint for long-term development. In 2021, the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation introduced the China-Africa Cooperation Vision 2035, establishing systematic strategic goals for the next 15 years of collaboration between the two sides. Green cooperation enhances the quality of development. China supports Africa in developing a green economy, circular economy, and green finance, promoting sustainable natural resource management, improving resource efficiency and renewable resource utilization, and strengthening green, low-carbon, and circular development capabilities. This collaboration aims to establish a comprehensive green, low-carbon, and circular economic system. The China-Africa Cooperation Vision 2035 charts the course for long-term cooperation between the two sides in the field of new energy, ensuring the continuity and systematization of cooperation. Declaration on China-Africa Cooperation on combating climate change, addressing global climate challenges. Climate change is a key driving force behind China-Africa New Energy Cooperation. In 2021, the two sides jointly issued the China-Africa Declaration on Climate Change Cooperation during the 8th Forum on China-Africa Cooperation. pledging to promote green development and engage in low-carbon collaboration. The declaration stated that China will assist African countries in setting carbon reduction targets and provide support through low-carbon technologies, including carbon capture and storage technology and clean energy development. Climate adaptation projects. The declaration specifically highlighted that China and Africa will collaborate on climate adaptation projects, such as promoting the solar photovoltaic plus agricultural model. This approach integrates solar power stations with agricultural production, helping rural areas in Africa mitigate the impacts of climate change. Cooperation achievements. Under the guidance of the Declaration on China-Africa Cooperation on Combating Climate Change, China and several African countries have launched joint actions to address climate change. For example, in remote areas in Tanzania, solar-powered mini-grid systems have been introduced, not only resolving electricity supply issues, but also mitigating agricultural losses caused by climate change. Current status of China-Africa New Energy Cooperation. China-Africa New Energy Cooperation has transitioned from policy frameworks to concrete projects, encompassing areas such as clean energy development, green industry chain construction, and cultural exchange and training programs. Clean Energy Cooperation. China is one of Africa's largest investors in clean energy, particularly in the fields of solar, wind, and hydropower. Chinese companies have undertaken the construction of several landmark projects, including South Africa DR Wind Farm. One of Africa's largest wind power projects was jointly developed by a Chinese company and South Africa. With an installed capacity of 400 megawatts, the project generates up to 1 billion kilowatts per hour of electricity annually, significantly reducing dependence on coal-fired power. The Garissa Solar Power Station, the largest photovoltaic power station in East Africa, was built by a Chinese company. With a total installed capacity of 50 megawatts, it provides clean electricity to about 17,000 households. Uganda Kahuma Hydroelectric Power Station. As Uganda's largest hydropower project, the Kahuma Hydroelectric Power Station has an installed capacity of 600 megawatts, supplying approximately 30% of the country's electricity and significantly improving its power coverage rate.
I'm very grateful that our Chinese friends came in. They said, not only can we do it technically, but we can co-fund it majorly.
Kahuma hydropower project would not only connect millions of households with affordable electricity, supply power for some of the most dynamic industrial areas in Uganda, and promote its green economic transformation, but also give the Pearl of Africa a huge boost as a regional electricity hub and contribute to sustainable clean energy for East African development.
Green industry chain construction. China-Africa New Energy Cooperation extends beyond project investments to include equipment manufacturing and full industry chain collaboration. Chinese new energy equipment manufacturers have established multiple production bases in Africa, creating jobs opportunities through technology transfer and localized operations. For example, Ethiopia's wind power equipment production line not only meets local demand, but also exports products to neighboring countries. Cultural exchanges and training. Talent is at the core of driving new energy development. Through initiatives such as the China-Africa Talent Development Program, China trains thousands of energy professionals for Africa each year. These technicians not only gain expertise in the operation and maintenance of new energy equipment, but also become key drivers of local clean energy transition. Positive assessment of cooperation by sub-Saharan African countries. Sub-Saharan Africa's positive feedback on cooperation. South Africa, the president of South Africa, has repeatedly praised the China-Africa cooperation, highlighting its role in introducing much-needed clean energy technology to South Africa, while also helping diversify its energy structure. Tanzania has adopted Chinese photovoltaic power station and mini-grid technologies, bringing electricity to remote areas for the first time. Local residents have expressed great praise and gratitude for these advancements.
When Africa is still lagging, is a little backward compared to other regions, it poses a lot of opportunities for investment, especially on new energy. And especially so because the new innovation, like I said in my speech, are not coming at a very high cost, which is really amazing. So we have really good opportunity for us to cooperate in terms of investment on a lot of production, a lot of things here.
China Insights section. This section focuses on key developments across various fields in Global South countries. Free conferences showcase China's collaborative efforts and achievements with developing nations through a series of events. Global South Media and Think Tank Forum. In 2024, from November 11th to 12th, the Global South Media and Think Tank Forum was held in Sao Paulo, Brazil. Guided by the State Council Information Office of China and co-hosted by Xinhua News Agency and Brazil Communication Company, the forum brought together approximately 350 representatives from 170 media organizations, think tanks, government departments, and enterprises across more than 70 countries and regions. During the event, the Sao Paulo Declaration of a Global South Media and Think Tank Forum was released, advocating for collective efforts to enhance the voice and influence of Global South in global affairs.
This summit is a key platform for fostering friendship, cooperation, and mutual learning, amplifying the collective voice of the Global South. It enables these nations consensus building and unified action to a more balanced form of globalization. As a major Global South member, China introduced the Global Civilization Initiative GCI, promoting shared prosperity, equality, dialogue, and inclusiveness among civilizations. All civilizations are equal. None is greater than another. By promoting technology as a way of life, and emphasizing the need for global dialogue and cooperation among civilizations, this initiative aims to expand channels for collaboration and foster greater understanding among the peoples of different nations.
Undoubtedly, constructing a balanced media narrative for the Global South requires significant effort and collaboration. For Middle Eastern countries, achieving such transformation is particularly challenging. However, without this change, the voice of the Global South cannot be effectively amplified. Through forums like this one, we aim to advance the realization of this goal and strive to establish a professional and objective media landscape that aligns with the realities of contemporary societal development.
Today, we gather to explore advancing the development of the Global South through win-win cooperation. Spanning Asia, Africa, and Latin America, the Global South holds vast potential with abundant resources, a youthful population, and diverse cultures. Despite these strengths, we face shared challenges, from sustainable development to fair representation on the global stage. Global South countries must unite to address climate change, upholding the principle of common but differentiated responsibilities. We must advocate for inclusive global financial mechanisms. Institutions like BRICS and the New Development Bank should fund critical infrastructure and sustainable development projects, ensuring fair cooperation among members. The focus must remain on fostering equitable and just cooperation among member states, while promoting peace, mutual respect, and collaboration in global affairs. Our mission is to build partnerships based on respect, fairness, and sustainability. Beyond economic growth, the Global South must strengthen capacities and connections to contribute meaningfully to global affairs. Strengthening content collaboration and information sharing among media institutions in the Global South is essential for combating fake news and presenting a more authentic and inclusive portrayal of local realities to the world. Through this cooperation, we can empower ourselves to better disseminate our stories and build a truly inclusive and representative Global South together.
Chinese President Xi Jinping sent a congratulatory message to the opening of the Global South Media and Think Tank Forum in Sao Paulo, Brazil. In this message, President Xi Jinping emphasized that in the face of profound changes unseen in a century, striving for modernization and advancing the international order towards greater fairness and equity are the sacred historical missions of Global South countries. President Xi pressed hope that the forum's participants would engage in in-depth discussions, build consensus, and collectively amplify the voice of the South while demonstrating sovereign responsibility. This, he said, will contribute wisdom to making the Global South a stabilizing force for peace, a driving force for an open development, a constructive force in global governance, and a promoting force for mutual cultural exchange. Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva also emphasized in his congratulatory message that sovereign countries should work together to create new engines of development through cooperation. The second Global South Think Tanks Dialogue. On November 14th, the second Global South Think Tanks Dialogue themed on Global South equality, openness, and cooperation opened in Nanjing. The event was jointly hosted by the International Department of the CPC Central Committee, the CPC Jiangsu Provincial Committee, and China Council for BRICS Think Tank Cooperation. More than 400 representatives from over 100 countries and regions attended the event. Liu Jianchao, Minister of the International Department of the CPC Central Committee, stated that the dialogue aims to implement the important initiative proposed by Chinese President Xi Jinping at the BRICS Plus Leaders Dialogue. It officially launches the establishment of the Global South Think Tank Cooperation Alliance. China is committed to working with Global South countries to uphold the spirit of independence, unity, fairness, justice, openness, and inclusiveness that defines the Global South, and to build a shared future for the Global South community. The Think Tank Alliance will leverage its unique strengths to contribute greater wisdom to the collective progress of the Global South. The foreign representatives expressed that the establishment of the Think Tank Alliance provides an important platform for the Global South to enhance exchange and solidarity. They expressed their willingness to work with China to implement the three major global initiatives and to promote the building of a shared future for humanity. Global South Think Tanks Forum. The International Department of the Communist Party of China Central Committee and the China Media Group jointly hosted the Peace, Development, Security, Jointly Build a Prosperous World with a Shared Future Global South Think Tanks Forum on October 16th in Beijing. During the forum, 40 think tanks from Global South countries, including China, Russia, India, Turkey, Cambodia, Peru, Pakistan, Kyrgyzstan, and Uganda, jointly signed and released an initiative calling for the strengthening of development cooperation and the promotion of equity and justice. They also vow to amplify the voice of the Global South and strive to build a community with a shared future of peace, security, prosperity, and progress for humanity. Outlook on China-Africa New Energy Cooperation. The potential of China-Africa New Energy Cooperation lies in expanding partnership networks, driving technological innovation, and strengthening equitable governance. Looking ahead, China and Africa will play pivotal roles in addressing global energy transitions and climate challenges. This cooperation is poised to become the China solution for energy collaboration across the Global South. The 2024 season of A Glimpse of China has officially come to an end. Thank you for being with us this year as we explored China's remarkable progress and the transformative changes of our time. In March, we explored China's economy through the two sessions, gaining a deeper understanding of its steady progress and ambitious goals for the future, while witnessing the powerful momentum driving economic transformation. In June, the unveiling of the Coordinating Development Plan for the Beijing-Tianjin-Hebei region introduced a visionary blueprint for urban growth and regional collaboration. In August, the third plenary session of the 20th CPC Central Committee marked a key moment as China reflected on its comprehensive reform journey and outlined a clear path for its evolving development. By October, China and Africa took further steps to advance modernization, working together to build a high-level China-Africa community with a shared future, highlighting the vast opportunities within their partnership. The end of the year comes with a focus on China and Africa's joint efforts in new energy, striving to build a greener Earth. The future is full of promise, and we firmly believe in the power of green development to guide the world towards a brighter tomorrow. As an ancient Chinese saying goes, a time will come to ride the winds and cleave the waves. I set my cloud-like sail to cross the sea. Over the past year, your continued support has been the inspiration and driving force behind A Glimpse of China and its journey forward. The next season of A Glimpse of China will return in 2025, where we will focus on the major events and news highlights of the year. With in-depth exploration of China-Africa developments. We look forward to having you join us again as we witness a new chapter together. If you're interested in the latest developments in China-Africa relations, you won't want to miss the 2025 season of A Glimpse of China. I'm your host, Bola. See you next time, and I'm wishing you a fresh start and great fortune in the upcoming year 2025. May happiness and health bless you and your loved ones.